morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from 1880 Town in South Dakota. Today's verse is 1 John 5:20. And we know that the Son of God has come and has given us understanding so that we may know him who is true. And we are in him who is true, in his Son Jesus Christ. This is the true God and eternal life. Wow, this is a real climax verse, a real capstone of what John has been saying in this entire epistle, and it especially brings chapter 5 to a real apex up here. Now, yes, there is one more verse. It's more of a postscript. We'll get to that next week. But this verse is the third verse of we know statements. It started in verse 18. We know that no one who is born of God sins. Verse 19. We know that we are of God. And now today's verse, we know that the Son of God has come. But wait, we actually get a double whammy in this verse, because it goes on to say, and has given us understanding so that we may know him who is true. There's another we know statement. That word we know is gnosko. It's the strongest and most experiential knowledge we can have. It's not just book knowledge or knowing about Jesus. It is knowing him relationally, knowing him personally, knowing him lovingly. That's how we get to know him, and that all of these things are true. It also says in this verse, he has given us understanding. Now that word understanding, I probably can't pronounce very well. It's something like dianoia. Dianoia, I'm probably getting that wrong. But that is used both positively and negatively. The most famous verse, we should know this one. It's in Matthew 22:37. And he said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. That is dianoia, and that is that knowing, loving him with your mind. Imagine that. We don't normally say that. Love him with your mind. We often say love him with your heart, love him with your soul. Do we often say love him with your mind? We don't usually do that, but it's also used in a negative sense. And let's pull up that one. That's in Luke 1:51. He has done mighty deeds with his arm and has scattered those who were proud in the thoughts. That's again that word dianoia, of their heart. The thoughts of their heart. Now they were proud in the thoughts of their heart. Now there are philosophers and other non-Christians who will say, well, I have a mind and I have logic and I have even read the Bible and I have come to the conclusion that there is no God. Well, they don't know him relationally. That's that lesser knowledge. It's book knowledge, and it's not sufficient, certainly not to be saved. Besides, we know that the fool says in his heart there is no God. So we need to know him relationally and personally. Now back to our main verse. It says the word true 3 times too, so there's a trilogy of the word true. Let's look at that. Has given us understanding so that we may know him who is true, and we are in him who is true. And in case we didn't know, it goes on, in his Son Jesus Christ. This is the true God and eternal life. And of course it reminds us of one of John's greatest writings in John 14:6. Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, the life, eternal life, by the way. No one comes to the Father but through me. And that implies you have to have a personal relationship with him, a love relationship. We need to know him with that gnosko kind of love. And we need to love him with our thoughts, that dianoia. So that is the key. It's not signs and wonders and miracles. It's not obedience. It's not all kinds of things except for that love relationship. So let's choose to love every moment, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average Drudge, and I hope you have a great week.